it's a fascinating conversation where you're seeing the technology leap ahead of the business model.
Carsten, Diana, welcome. Carsten, ahead of this event, you said that you thought Farnborough would feel different this year. Firstly, why did you say that? And secondly, does it feel different this year?
Last year it still felt very conceptual, direction of travel, where we're going. I think this year it feels much more practical. The discussion is much more practical also in a way that, we talk about S&OP, we talk about how do we increase production, how do we solve for, our supplier ecosystem, how do we deploy AI to drive maintenance processes and increase readiness. So I think the urgency has just increased, actually.
What's materially changed, though, in the past year, would you say?
So, I think there wasn't like a fundamental change. I think it was just a continued, development that we actually saw. I think geopolitical pressure has increased or remained extremely high. I think the governments have actually delivered on their promise to really buy more, to order more. So that's actually happening. And then also recent procurement decisions like the US Air Force deciding on Underrail and General Atomics for their collaborative combat aircraft actually shows that also governments are ready, willing, and able to change their approach. And then, talked about a lot, but actually happening, AI has moved from experimentation into a real deployment at scale, which I think changes a lot. So defense leaders really need to continue to modernize while delivering the relatively high volumes already now.
Diana, let's focus on the big technological shift that's happening in defense. How is that impacting the economics?
Yeah. It's a fascinating evolution that's happened in defense in the last probably 5-6 years. And what you have is the emergence of defense tech companies, which we classify in 3. We call them expendable, affordable, mass, and exquisite systems. Exquisite system is what we're all used to, right? A Typhoon and F-35. But in the expendable and the affordable is really where you have the emergence of new technology. And that's really shifting the paradigm in the conversation that we're having.
Your new report asks, are we in a defense tech bubble?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to ask you?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Are we in a defense tech bubble?
It's a little more nuanced than that. What you see is that expendable and affordable mass that I spoke about grows really quickly, but they don't hold the profit pools. The profit pools still maintain in the exquisite systems. So the industry is grappling with how do they make the economics of these new entrants, or what we call defense tech, actually work in an investor setting versus the very established exquisite system setup. So it's a fascinating conversation where you're seeing the technology leap ahead of the business model. So we'll see where we land in the next few years.
We will indeed. Can I ask you, what's the one thing that you think you'll take away from Farnborough this year? Carsten?
I think it's really about practical solutions, delivering, executing.
Yeah.
I don't know what's rippling.
For me, it's really the kind of active conversation that you have between investors, primes, and defense tech companies. I think that's a triangle that we haven't seen before, kind of exchange on really important topics.
Diana, Carsten, thank you so much for your time.
Georgie, it's been a
Thank you.
pleasure.